records on records, got backers on backers, I'm riding around in a coupe. I take your bitch right from you. Bitch, I'm a dog. Beat the whole walls loose. Hop in the fall.
The beat go off. Hey, up and then my heat go off.
Hi guys, as you can see, I am a Booktube newbie. With that being said, let's jump right on into the Booktube Newbie Tag. The first question is, why did I start this channel? So, crazy enough, although no one would believe me, I'm actually an English teacher. I'm a high school English teacher on top of that. I love to read, I've always loved to read. Reading is a part of who I am, and I have prided myself on making sure that my students, even if they don't love to read, they find something that is not horrible for them to read. And that's why I started this channel, because I love books. I love to read books. I love to find and meet other people who love books, and I wanted to share that joy with the world. And I think that this community can help me help expose me to some different types of things that I would usually read. And I also decided to open my own business that is attached directly to this Booktube account thing. It's more of an independent book club, book selling online website. It's called Brown Sugar Books. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, my first video is actually my launch day video, and it is just explaining how I'm going to use this and other social media to bring awareness to reading and literacy to everybody, but especially people of color, because I think that we have abandoned that idea so much. So that was a long story. The short story is that I started this account because I love to read, I love books, and I have my own bookstore. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? I'm pretty lit. I've seen some people on this in this community that are really lit. I also really like, music, as you can tell, and I feel like when I start doing my lit playlist and things, some of the ideas that I have that go with the books that I'm reading, I feel like people will love it. Like, I have so many good ideas for this community, or not this community, but for this channel, for my particular channel, that I think that will attract a demographic of people who have never even thought to come to the Booktube community to read a book, pick up a book. Oh, okay, well, she matched this with this, so I think that's really cool. Like, I just have a lot of flavor. In the words of my brother Ray, I bring the Rice Krispies. I make it snap, crackle, and pop. Don't ever forget that. You're gonna remember that, and then you're gonna watch a video months from now, and you're gonna be like, wow, she really brings the Rice Krispies, because I do. Remember that. I bring the Rice Krispies. Question number 3, what are you most excited about for this channel? Whew, that is really hard. I am excited to meet new people. I am excited to share my experiences and my love for reading with people who love to read and people who don't love to read alike. And I think that I'm really, really excited to meet with people and to find books and genres and things that I didn't know that I liked or didn't like before and now like because I was exposed to it in a different way. 4, why do I love reading? I feel like I've said this like 2 or 3 times, but I love reading because it allows me to escape who I am and what situation I am. Like, if I'm having a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day, shout out to my boy Alexander, I can pick up a book and experience someone else's horrible, terrible, no good, very bad day, but it's not happening to me. It's like an escape. Reading is therapeutic. Reading is a learning experience. Reading exposes me to so many new things. It exposes me to so many new words. It exposes me to so much, and I learn so much from it. It's like I'm a sponge, and like reading is just like this everlasting, eternal waterfall that's just falling on top of me, and I just soak it all up. Yeah, so I love to read for numerous reasons, but it's an escape for me. So I'm rambling. Next question. What book or series got you into reading? Series of Unfortunate Events. It's between Series of Unfortunate Events and Harry Potter. And I say Harry Potter because I grew up with the Harry Potter series. So, like, but I didn't read, like, I read them when I was younger. But Series of Unfortunate Events is probably the book series that really got me into, like, that was the only series that I had that I was like, I have to get a new book. I have to get a new book. And the crazy thing now is, guys, I don't remember a large majority of that series. And I need to go back and reread that. So I think that might be something that I do for you guys. Just because Series of Unfortunate Events does hold a special place in my heart, just because that's what set me off on a deeper reading journey. But Harry Potter will have a different version, a different section of my heart, because like I said, I grew up with the Harry Potter series, and Harry Potter was my first encounter with the fantasy world genre, and that's what really got me into reading fantasy. So, two different reasons, two different things, but yes. So, short answer, Harry Potter and Series of Unfortunate Events. Question 6. What questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? Well, I only have one booktuber that I really watch, like, faithfully, and that is Naya Reads and Smiles. And I just recently went through and watched pretty much all of her beginning videos. And I want to know what the transition was that sparked her, you know, like, I know she started, but I want to know, like, sis, what made you just say, you know what, I'm doing this for real? Like, because I see that there's like a transition of like quality in her videos just randomly. And I want to know what made her say, you know what, I'm doing this for real this time. But that's pretty much it. I noticed that there's a lack of brown booktubers, and I want to fill that gap. So, I guess my second question would be to Naya Reads and Smiles. Did you notice that gap? And is that a part of the reason why you wanted to do BookTube? Number 7, what challenges do you think will be hardest to overcome for BookTube? I don't match the face of BookTube, in my opinion. Like, I'm a book reader, I'm a book lover, but I don't look like or present myself the same way as other booktubers do. I noticed that just in my persona and watching and observing and things. Like, I'm a different type of person. So I think my hardest thing would be getting past that whoa, like that initial like whoa, because I feel like my personality is allowed to take it first, and it's either like you like it or you don't. It's ever clear. It's either you take it or you leave it. So I feel like personally that'll be my hardest thing to overcome, is like just attracting people to my channel, attracting people to my content, what makes me different, what makes me, you know, worth watching, things like that. And I think that will be, if not the hardest thing, one of them. Number 8, when did I start reading? So, like I said, funny story, I've been reading since I was talking. My mom taught me how to talk, of course, whatever, all the talking things happen, and at 2.5, 3 years old, I was reading simple words like, you know, sight words, see, am, a, the, it, she, he, things, you know, sight words. And then when I was like 3, I was solid reading picture books on my own, with assistance, of course. I mean, I was 3, but I was reading picture books and things like that on my own. I could recognize words, and then I could pick up an actual book by myself, sit down and read it and say I'm reading, and could read it out loud at 4.5. So I've been reading for some time, but on my own, 4.5. So yeah, I've been reading for 18 years. Woo, that sounds weird to say, but I've been reading for 18 years. Question 9, where do I read? Okay, so in my classroom, the first 10 minutes of class, we just read. We just come in, we write down the students, they come in, they write their agenda down, 10 minutes on the timer, we pick up a book, we read for a solid 10 minutes. So of course I read in my classroom with my students every day, because why would I not take advantage of that opportunity to read with my students every day, for 1. For 2, I read at home, I read on the couch, I read in Starbucks, I read at church, Don't tell my pastor I said that. I am on a mission, and this will be a part of my channel, to create a reading room because I am moving in May, and I'm moving into a 2-bedroom apartment instead of a 1-bedroom apartment, and my second room is gonna be my reading room / guest bedroom. So when that happens, I will read in my reading room as well, but really I read anywhere. Question 10, what kind of books do you like to read? I think it's really funny that is a question, because not because of the question that is being asked, but just because of my personal palette, my reading palette, if you will. I found myself rereading the classics earlier this year, well, last year, and I kind of fell back in love with some of the classics. I find that I like to read fantasy, but here recently, my reading go-to has been young adult novels. Young adult novels have all the best characters, all the best plot, sequence, and development, all the best drama, all the best, like, just ideas. Like, young adult novels are it. Like, I don't know if it's always been like this or if this just kind of started happening, but I feel like right now, young adult genre is popping, honey. So I feel like, personally, the young adult genre is my favorite type of book to read. It's just popping, okay? I'm trying to get back into fantasy because I took a long hiatus because in college, my degree was English, so we had to read all the classics. We had to read British literature and African American literature. That's another thing that's one of my favorites, but I can't read too much of African American literature at one time. Excuse me. Not because I have a problem with it, because I love African American literature. I can't read too much of it at one time because I find myself in a rabbit hole, and then I start discovering things that I didn't want to know. Like, I need to know but didn't want to know, and then I'm upset. And I don't like being upset, so I kind of do everything in moderation. So right now, I'm reading... What am I reading right now? Oh, right now I'm reading The Handmaid's Tale. And as soon as I finish that, I'm going to read Children of Blood and Bone. And as soon as I finish that, I'm going to read a book that I got for a gift. And I will be showing you what that gift is in another video. So, I look forward to being a part of this community. I look forward to being a consistent part of this community. I look forward to meeting new people and joining, you know, other booktubers and collabing and all of the opportunities that'll come from this. I know this is going to be a successful channel. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a successful channel. I'm excited about the journey. I'm excited about everything that comes with it, good and bad and ugly. Really what motivated me to be a booktuber is my favorite YouTuber of all time, Raven Elise. Shout out to Raven. I feel like we have such a similar personality, and she has it. I mean, granted, she is lifestyle, but she is everything that I would ever want to be. Successful, beautiful, smart, happy, and transparent when she's not happy. And I just want to give my viewers the same thing that Raven gives us, which is amazing. And with that being said, guys, I'm just really excited to be a part of the community. Like I said, I can't wait to get started. The only thing left to do is to do it. So on that note, I'm out.